Hello everybody, this is Joel, aka Bourbon Dingo, and welcome to episode 32 of my second series on Let's Play Crusader Kings 2. During the last episode, we ended, I believe, with taking this little area from England, basically forcing them even further into just a small holding on the British Isles. So, what I took during the last bit of the episode was to go ahead and hand out the pieces and such. So I've gotten that taken care of. I also started some buildings, dropping us down. I spent a little bit in pulling the Duchy of Brittany away from the Count of Najera down here. And I'm going to get the clock started. And we'll see what we can get going here. What I'm going to be doing actually here is trying to continue taking some of England. And what I'm hoping for is that maybe one of their kings passes away or I survive the 10 years. I'm hoping that the next area I get through, I can usurp the title. And basically everybody there was deciding through their nominations since they hold de jure portions of England. Alright, we have a child to educate, so let's go figure out who's going to educate Princess Anwell. My wife actually doesn't dislike me quite as much as normal. Still the minus 100 hatred. I'm wondering what changed. Alright, we'll pick her again. Swinging out, we can see that Sweden... I think Sweden lost Finland. Seem to be by themselves. Oslandet is no longer at war. Which means that there are large portions of Norway that have just decided to disappear and actually go to other people. Alright, we have some peasant revolts down here in Archer, Renee, however you want to pronounce it, I'm not quite sure. This is kind of annoying, because I don't think I can pull up troops from here, at least. Oh, I can. Good. Would have thought that they wouldn't have had enough troops to give to me just yet. But alright, one of our mayors is doing something that we consider, you know, is cutting down crime and such like that, so that's good. Alright, we have made the Prince Bishop of Sion's opinion of us go up. Alright, there is a claim on the Kingdom of Goodwick by Duke William of Galloway. And he's the second Duke of Galloway that's tried to do this. His heir, however, is apparently one of his siblings, maybe? Doesn't even appear to be one of his siblings. Doesn't have any children. They're related. I'm not seeing how they are actually related here. That is interesting. Taking a look at his heir. His heir likes us, though that'll go down, especially once we instill him, if we want to do that. Thinking what I may do is just watch faction powers, and if he gets up to around 20-30%, I'll go ahead and act on that. Alright, we've won the battle down here. Didn't lose many troops either. Dialing back, the Holy Roman Empire is starting to reform again after what is currently, I'm assuming, just a succession crisis. And one of my mayors passed away. He was the steward of our kingdom. So, let's go ahead and appoint our new steward. He has the Great Pox, so I'm not sure he'll be alive for very long either. But he can go make us some money. As you can see in Gwynedd here, we're up to 22 tax level. All right, Normandy is having its problems with France. I believe France is probably going to end up taking it altogether. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to spend the gold to gain... I don't want to make a claim on the Duchy of Gloucester when it's only one area. It would be cheaper to not get that claim. So we're going to go ahead and let that go. In fact, I'm going to move him down into Winchester. So I believe... Yeah, it's the same instance again, that Winchester is one part of a duchy I already control. Hopefully we can just get the single county. As you make your way home one night, this is our attempt to start a fist fight with some drunken peasants. We're going to say, no, go ahead and put them up. We dodged their blows and landed several of their own, so we did fairly well. We got a good prestige bump as well as some martial ability improvement. We're one away from completing our goal here. England appears to be at war. Let's figure out with who. The de jure war over Denia, which is way down here. I'm not sure I understand what's going on there. What I find interesting is now the capital of England is actually down here. The Byzantine Empire still hasn't reformed with Georgia yet. Which Georgia seems to have actively pulled away from the Byzantine Empire. They're no longer even at war for their independence. This is just a war with the Golden Horde right now. And whereas it seemed before that the Ilkhanate was sort of stopping in their expansion, it seems that I was wrong. Because the Golden Horde, while still doing some fighting, is doing okay. But the Ilkhanate has expanded way further down throughout here than I thought they would. Byzantine Empire appears to be in revolt again. Let's figure out who is in control. It is still Gregoria. Normandy is down to what appears to be a single county. Alright, and we have gotten it on the single county up here, so I'm going to go ahead and press that claim, or use that claim. And I'm actually going to move them into Kent, for the possibility that I could claim the duchy there. Normandy here is very very hurt. Alright, we have successfully changed Cordoba down here. Oh, well, no, apparently I wasn't doing that. Let's take a look at our religions. I'm going to come back. This is interesting. We have the Catholic religion in Caceres, but right now it is Cathar religion. Like fully and completely Cathar religion. So we're going to send our guy in there to attempt to change that back. Tyrconnell is still part of the Kingdom of Norway, which appears to have reformed a little bit. Alright, Falconer wants my attention. That's Duchess Eadhild of Leinster, which we had, she had been our lover. We're going to go ahead and go hunting with her. Taking a quick gander at Norway, their capital is now in Varyar. It's a new king, King Frederick of Norway, back to the House of Ilving. I believe that's who it was, yeah. And he still appears to be dealing with his own wars and such. Alright, our heir has finally come of age, and looking at him, he's not horrible. He's gluttonous and proud. Those are his two penalties. He has cynical, which is good. He's a mastermind theologian, which is great. And as you can see, he has a massive diplomacy, so that's really nice. And he's okay with everything else. So we're going to go ahead and find him a good wife. Possibly, we're going to look more for a higher I'd like a decent amount across the board, if possible, but I want to focus on stewardship. Marry him off to a courtier in France. I'm not sure I want to do that particularly. Let's go ahead and use our normal search function here. I keep forgetting I moved it down there. We want to search all. We're looking for women who are not in prison, who are not married, who are not a ruler. We want to keep him in our court, and who are of my religion. And basically what we want to do is thumb through some of these higher numbers, and that would have been nice if she'd have had the right age. Don't want anybody possessed. I'd still like to throw another genius into the mix here if possible. Here's a genius at age 54. Let's go ahead and do this. Look at it by age. Let's go around age 15 or so. And I'll see if anybody throughout here has the genius trait. Quick is not a horrible choice either. Nope. That's not bad. I don't exactly want that, however. Marry her off to a kinswoman. Not exceedingly worried about trying to keep the bloodline pure. Alright, I'm running into an issue of finding anybody. In that case, what I'm going to do is pop back up. Sort by stewardship once more. We're going to swing down a bit. Here's age 43 isn't good. I'm trying to not go too far above maybe 20. He does have a penalty to his fertility because of that education trait. This is not bad. He'll get attractive. The ambitious bumps it up. These are good traits altogether, but I'm not getting anything worthwhile out of it in the way of alliances or anything of that nature. I'm not really finding anybody that really fits the bill here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use this back over here. Just take a look maybe try to set up a decent alliance. Princess of Germany could be a decent alliance, considering how large they are. I don't like the fact that I'm only going to get that small amount of diplomacy. But I would get a decent level of stewardship out of it. I'm actually paying a little bit more attention this time because of the last couple of problems I've had with succession. I guess I'm gonna go with, well, you saw one down there. At age 13, she's got a decent score, and she's English, and a Baroness of Durham. Regular marriage would mean that the very next person would become, and that would clear out one of these areas up here in Durham, because for some reason, most of them are all, I don't know. She is actually we're in control of her. She's one of our vassals. It's York that's completely covered by pretty much everybody else. Alright, well, that's a possibility right there. But I think I'm going to go back up to the Princess of Germany up here. We're going to send this marriage off. We even get a little bit of prestige from the marriage, so that solves that problem for us. And they've got married. We can choose to get some money from everybody, and I think I'm going to do that specifically because we want to fund getting some claims down here. Taking a look at us real fast, we still have a truce with the Almoravid Sultanate, and that was when we took this over, and England. But England ends in 1261, which means in about 8 years. Like I said, I'm hoping he passes away before then. Because what I'm going to try to do is finish taking the rest of England. Alright, one of my dukes passed away, Duke Ekemark of Munster, and his daughter took over. We can actually, and this is what I may end up trying to do, arrange a marriage or a betrothal between her. I don't have anybody. I was hoping, but I need to get some children. Once I start getting some more children, or if I get another son, that's going to be the big thing. If I can get another son, I'll give that a shot. But let's appoint a new marshal. That's going to be Pandolf, the Duke of Cornwall. He's one of our kinsmen. And we're going to set him to researching military tech. Alright, and my son believes he's a better chancellor than my current chancellor, and he very much is. Though I'm not certain I'm willing to risk him. Yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and appoint him to be my chancellor. We'll send him to fabricate claims. Alright, we've had a couple of things disbanded, and that was because the person that was leading the faction passed away. Taking a look down here, we have a 30% faction now, and it's Bishop James for Cardiff. I could possibly get the leader to just send him a gift and go ahead and award him the cupbearer. And I'll put him up to a 93. He should go ahead and disband his faction at that point. Alright, our buildings are starting to finish up here. We need to set a guardian. I betrothed her to Dwalin of Westmoreland. A matrilineal. That was to make sure that our kinsmen are still on the throne. There's no problem with that. Let's go ahead and educate the child. I'm actually going to have my son educate her. It's interesting just how far England has actually gotten here. England has the Canary Islands down here, a couple areas right there. It almost seems like they're running away from me. Alright, and that's kind of interesting. We have the Duke of Gloucester in England is actually setting up a faction for himself in England. Alright, we turned around and somebody else started up the Bishop James for Cardiff set, but it's not nearly as powerful as it was. Let's go ahead and pause. I'm going to swing down here because we have a revolt. Alright, we got somebody in Gloucester who's trying to set up his own independence. And we took care of that. We do have our unlanded son, but I'm not going to give him anything. We're actually going to pretty much ignore this. I mean, he absolutely adores us to begin with. And that's not going to change, really. But this guy right here wants his independence from us. Find it interesting. That's one thing I do want to make sure and watch, though, is to make sure that he doesn't gain any more troops or anybody willing to join with him. We had those raised for quite a while, so we're still burning down through that negative opinion that we had built up. 1 week claim. Alright, and we converted someone to the Catholic faith. My wife is complaining about me being absent so often, and we're tired of her not liking us. That 100% hatred needs to go away. Let's go ahead and break the bank, spend 15 and get her some ruby earrings. She hates me, but she loves me. Alright, we are 43 years old. Actually took over at a fairly young age. So that bodes well for the possibility of pressing for some more claims in England. Alright, some more people are converting over to the Catholic faith, which is always welcome. Byzantine Empire, still, I guess Georgia is not going to be reclaimed through the Byzantine Empire. Golden Hordes can't seem to finish the battle up here against these guys. The Ilkhanate is pressing north. They're becoming relatively powerful. Alright, where did and we still have the capital of Norway up here, which is interesting. We built up a decent little nest egg. I'm going to try to keep 1,000 in just for the off chance that we pull another claim or something from this area. But I'm going to go see what I can build. And I can't build anything here. We're building that longbow range. Alright, caring for the sick and the infirm is one of the duties of charity. There are people out there that need our help. We're going to go ahead and help one of them. That'll give us the humble trait, which I believe we already had. Let's go ahead and keep looking here. I've got about 400 gold that I can spend. Go ahead and try to find some place where I can spend that amount. Just gonna build a small barracks here. Got some more people converting over. I'm gonna build a small barracks there. It was 200 gold. If I have anything else I can find for around 200 gold, I'll take advantage of it. Can build up the next level of the stone wall there to a large stone wall. Alright, we've had a typhus outbreak in Cornwall. And we're running up on our time here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys go. And we had a somewhat uneventful episode here, but we are getting closer and closer to the possibility of pressing a... another person has converted to the Catholic faith, this time one of our dynasty. We're getting closer and closer to pressing some more claims here in England. Currently I only have one. Of course I'd like more than that, but that's what we're working on right now. But alright, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.